Hello everyone and welcome to this Monday's live, and it's going to be a Q&A, and hopefully you can see me both on Instagram there and Facebook there. So please let me know if you can see me on Facebook, because this is an experiment, because I'm going to be going live on Facebook tomorrow, but I also want to do it on Instagram as well. So today we're going to be doing, this is going to be the little sort of the test pilot of it. Tomorrow is going to be a makeup masterclass. So if you can join me on Ariane Poole Cosmetics on Facebook tomorrow, it's for the Artichoke Girls group, and it's going to be a fantastic day. So join me, because it's going to be so much fun. And today is actually a great day for Q&A, which I have had some really thought-provoking questions. So I'm going to have to ask a couple of questions as well, because one of the questions I wasn't quite sure how to answer it. So, but shall we get started? I'm going to also show you a new kit, or not kit, a collection that I've launched. It's for Christmas / New Year / Valentine's Day / the rest of the whole year, and it's just beautiful. It's a really gorgeous collection, and I'm wearing it today. So let's get started with the questions. So like I said, really good questions. If you've got questions as well, you can ask me in the live, and I will keep on checking in to see if you've got any questions. Any question is good. I'm literally here for you to answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will go off and find out and then get back to you. Oh, thank you very much. This makeup, let me just show you the kits quickly, because then I can get that out of the way. This is a really great little kit that I'm doing. You get all of these. Oh, where's my little bag? I put my bag somewhere and I can't find it now. Where the heck did I put it? It's a little sequins bag. So it's a sequins little bag like this, which is very cute. I like this to put like change in and things like that, because sometimes you just need spare change. And also too, you can put this, all of this fits in it. So what is in the kit? One is an eyeshiner. You get to choose either the graphite or the rose gold. And I'm wearing the graphite at the moment because I thought I'd go for the gray color. Either one is gorgeous. Then you also get to choose either having the brown mascara, or the eyeliner, the liquid liner. This is the brown mascara. Let me show you that like that. That is the brown mascara, and it is the fawn color, which is kind of the universal color. And you can choose between that and, or not that and, that or the liquid liner. And the liquid liner is what I've got on now. And it's really easy to put this on because this is quite a stiff brush. And I can show you that later on, but I'd rather crack on with the questions. And then finally, this lip gloss is the vegan lip gloss, and it's the pomegranate color. It is perfect for this time of the year, but it's also perfect for all year round as well. It's not like just a Christmassy or New Year's kind of color. But let me just pop that on. I've got it on as a stain, so I put it on and then I blotted it. But I'm a bit of a gloss fan, because I really do like a gloss. So I'm gonna. I love the gloss. I think the gloss is so nice. And it looks really dark in the pictures and in the bottle. It photographs really dark, but it doesn't look that dark on. It is a really wearable red, because it's a blue red, so it doesn't make your teeth look yellow, which is really nice. And it's wearable for both warm skin tones and cooler skin tones, so you don't have to think, oh, which should I choose? It works for both, because it's right in the middle there, and it works really well. And now, I didn't use a lip liner with this. What I used was my invisible lip liner, this one, and I used it all around the edge of my lips like that. And then I put the lip gloss on top, and it doesn't feather because I've used the invisible lip liner. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to invest in a lip liner, but you want to use something to contain your lip colors, whether it's a lipstick or a lip gloss or lip balm, whichever you want, the invisible lip liner is fantastic. really, really good. And then you've got the choice of the 2 eyeshadows, and they're all at 40% off, and you get it with the little bag as well. Anyway, enough of that. And it's while stocks last. So, because I wanted to do something Christmassy, and I know I'm a bit late to the game. It is the 11th today, but we've had so much on with the Black Friday and everything like that, and all of those things. So I had to sort of pace it along anyway, because I didn't want to just bombard you with everything, because it would be just too much. Anyway, let's crack on with the question. So the first question was from a lady called Suzanne, who called me, who I spoke with today, and I said, your question is so good, can I please use it on my live tonight, because it is such a great question. She said, what type of foundation brush is best to use? A flat one, flat, or one of the denser ones like this? Now, that is a good question, and I'll tell you the reason why it's a good question, because they both do different things. So if you're someone who wants a light sheer coverage, the foundation brush is your best friend, because you can just sweep it on and you're going to get a light sheer coverage. This is a great one to use if, say, you've got long nails, or you don't like putting your hands into the foundation or the tinted moisturizer or the BB or CC or whatever it is that you're using. You only want to use a brush. This is the type of brush that you want to use, because you get a light sheer coverage. It isn't too heavy. It's not too thick. It's great for that kind of thing. I tend to use that on someone if I know that they want a really supernatural look. So this is the type of brush I would use for a supernatural look. For those of us like myself who need that little bit of extra help, I use this one because you can actually pat it into your skin. You're not actually putting it into your skin. So don't think by pressing it like this on your face that you're pushing it into your pores. If you were doing this and pushing it up, if you were applying it upwards, then you would be. But I always say, when you're doing it, do it this way, do it downwards, and pat it like that. So you're just tapping it in. And what that allows you to do is to give yourself more coverage if you're someone that needs that little bit of extra coverage. So that is the difference between using one of the flat ones and using one of the other ones. So you can make your choice depending on what your requirements are. So there's not one size fits all. It's whatever works for you. So that, I thought that was a really good question, actually. Now we've got Patricia. Patricia says here, what can I do to look pulled together all day on Christmas Day? I've got the family and friends coming over, and every year I look tired and worn out in the pictures. I totally know what you mean. It's that you're up there doing all of the things, organizing, and I know that you're not the only one that's going to be going through this. I remember I've done it as well, where I've done everything, and then everyone else looks all sort of pulled together and like at the pictures, and I look like I've literally been dragged out of from a hedge backwards, or whatever they call it. But so what I would suggest is prep. Now that means you're going to think I'm sounding really strange, especially in the winter time. Don't overload your skin with moisturizers and serums and things like that in the morning. Keep it minimalistic. It's almost like I would be doing a wedding, because you want to look good for as long as you possibly can, and you want the makeup to last. Now, you may choose a long-lasting foundation or something like that if you need that. But really, for me, I think that something like a primer, and then your foundation or whatever colored product, if you need a colored product to even out. Concealer is an absolute must. My thing I would reach for, and I always do, is my mineral illuminating pen, because that kind of wipes out all of the dark circles, the pigmentation on your eyelids and things like that. So keep it really, really simple. Do your brows. Put a little bit of mascara on. I would use a waterproof mascara, or if you don't have a waterproof mascara, keep the mascara quite light, because if you're, you know, when you go in, open up the oven, especially when you're doing roast potatoes, and that waft hits you, and you're like this for a few minutes, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, and it's all down here. Not a good look. So that's why I'm saying keep it minimalistic. Maybe not do underneath here. Or if you've got if any of you have had the lash shield or got the lash shield, that works as well. The lash shield, you can open up the oven and poof, it can do that, and it's not going to do anything. But you know what I mean. You open up the oven and that waft of hot air hits you, and you're literally doing this. it happened to me actually the other day because we were having a practice run, and I made something, and I opened up the oven, and I stood there with my eyes sort of scrunching, and thank goodness I didn't have any eye makeup on, because I know what I would have looked like. It would have been all down here in clumps. Not a good look at all. So keep it minimalistic. Keep the eyes, maybe even just the mineral illuminating pen on your eye. If you need definition, which we will come to because there's a question about definition in a minute coming up. If you need a bit of definition, use a pencil, or you can even use, if you're using like a waterproof mascara, you can even use a little bit of the waterproof mascara with a little brush, or you can use, if you got that kit, you can use the defined liquid liner that is in the new collection, because that does not shift either. That's a really good one to stay put. And what I did with it is I put it on as a liner, but I don't like that hard liner. I think it makes me look sort of aggressive, and I don't want to look aggressive. So what I do is I put the liner on, and then I smudge it, and it actually created the eyeshadow effect, because I have no eyeshadow on except for the graphite. That's it. No, nothing up here, nothing anywhere, just a little bit of graphite on my lid, and then that liner, which I smushed, good word for it, I smushed it up. Do make sure you wipe your fingers after you do that, because you're going to have a little black on your fingers, or you can use a cotton bud or a brush. Fantastic. Lip wise, I would do something like a lip pencil, just a lip pencil on my lips. That's like a lip stain, because then that's not going to shift, and you can still have your drinks and things like that and be enjoying, but you're still going to look pulled together. So I hope that helps, Patricia. Let me know how it goes. I think that would look really good. And a little bit of a glow in the pictures is a really good idea. You don't want to look too matte, which is another thing that's coming up in a minute. You don't want to look too matte. You want to have a little bit of a healthy glow, and I think you will look fantastic. Let me know how it goes, okay? And then, okay, now, Elaine, you're going to have to help me with this. Elaine says, I'm on oxygen. What is the best foundation to wear? I'm 64. Can I ask you, does the oxygen make you flushed? Because I remember one time that my daughter was given oxygen, and she had gone this really, she was having an anaphylaxis, and she went really ashen, like literally a color that is too awful to describe. And they gave her oxygen, and literally her face went pink like that. It was absolutely a miracle. I just thought, how amazing. So if it is that, what you want to do is if it is making your skin go pink, but if you could tell me, because you did send me a message on Instagram, but if you could tell me what it does to your skin. If it does make your skin go flushed, which I think it may, then what you want to do is use a foundation or a tinted moisturizer or something with a slightly yellow undertone, because that will neutralize the redness without making you look ashy and white. Because the green stuff is great if you've got time to put another foundation and other layers on, because it does neutralize the redness, but not always do you want to do that. The other thing that works really well is the concealer palette, which, let me grab that. The concealer palette, this is my one, which I've been in. Because it's got yellow tones, it neutralizes red things on your face. It neutralizes broken veins and things like that. It does the works. So it depends on what you feel most comfortable using, but keep it light, don't make it too heavy. So if you're here, Elaine, let me know, and then I will I'll make sure that I've tailored it much more for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the next question is from Jane. Jane, I loved your question. It made me so excited, because I thought this is a really interesting one, and it's one that I actually have thought about and have advised about on many occasions. So thank you for asking it, because I never even thought about putting it into a live, but it is very relevant. Jane is thinking of having her hair cut. Monica Galati, I hope I say her name right. I know who she is. That really short clipped hair. I think her hair looks stunning, especially now that she's got that grayish, whitish color. Fantastic. Do I soften or strengthen my makeup? Great question. It's you don't soften or strengthen. You don't have to do either one of those things. What you have to do is make sure there is definition in your makeup, because that, with that really short cropped hair, Your whole face is on show. You can't hide behind like a fringe coming down like that, which I don't even have. So what you're going to have to do is make sure that your eyebrows are nicely defined. They don't have to be crazy, but nicely defined. You want to make sure that you've got some definition in your eyes, whether it's an eyeliner or just mascara or even a little bit of like a soft eyeshadow or something really soft just along the base, just to give the eyes that little bit of definition. You want a little bit of color in your cheek. You don't have to go crazy. You can use the same colors that you've been using, unless you're changing hair color. And then we'll talk about that another day. But what you want to do is make sure you've got that definition. You want definition in your lips as well, because the focal point is, like I said, it is literally like you're doing this, because her hair's got that really short cropped look, and it is, I mean, I love it. I think it looks really gorgeous. So you want to have definition. So definition is the key when you are getting a really short cut. It doesn't mean that you have to use a brighter lip or a bolder eye or a softer lip and a softer eye. What it means is that whatever colors suit you, you want to make sure that they are put on so perfectly, as perfectly as you can, so well defined, so that because that is your focal point. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah. Fantastic. Like I said, it was a great question, and it's one I've never addressed here before, but it is really, really relevant, because so many of us are getting our hair. I mean, my hair's back to where I used to have short hair, then I had long hair, then I had short hair, backwards, forwards. But yeah, and oh, good, Shane. I'm glad you like that. I hope that made sense to you, and that it, because I think that cut would look fantastic. Send a picture in. I'd love to see it. So yeah, very good. Okay, now this is the last question. So we haven't got that many questions, because I wanted to make sure that I had time to answer any questions that you guys might have put, because I know that sometimes when I'm doing the questions here, I don't get to answer the questions that come up. And I feel badly about that, because then I feel that I've sort of neglected you, which I'm really not trying to do. Okay, so this is from Terry. To shimmer or not to shimmer? I love it. She said, I read that women of a certain age should only wear matte products, not shimmer or shine. Is this true? No. That's an easy question, wasn't it? No. I understand a lot of times they think that if you wear something that's too shimmery or too shiny, that you're going to emphasize the fine lines and wrinkles. No. If you wear something that is too matte, and it is only matte that you're wearing, so you're wearing a matte foundation with powder, matte eyeshadow, matte lipstick, matte blusher, matte, it's going to make you look very dry, because matte is dry. And what happens to most of us, not every one of us, but most of us as we're getting older, is that our skin becomes drier and the fine lines and wrinkles show up more. So by making them drier looking, even if you put a moisturizer underneath them, but if you put a powder or something matte on the top, what happens is the moisturizer is sucking in that, because it doesn't work together very well. So what's going to happen is that your skin is going to look drier, and you don't want that to happen. So a little bit of dewiness, a little bit of shimmer on the lids. I've got a little bit of shimmer on the lids with this is the graphite eye shine. Let me just put that on my hand so you can see what I'm talking about. It's got that little bit of a sheen. I'm not talking about that frost that we saw back in the 60s and 70s. That frost can make anybody look really aged, especially on their eyelids if you use that frosty kind of color, because it was made with fish scales, and fish scales made that almost that crinkly look. So I think somebody 12 years old would look like they had crinkly, wrinkly eyelids if they used that. But this is like a really soft color. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not crazy. It's not too heavy. Let me just wipe that off so I don't put it all over the place. But it is really soft. It's a little bit. Then you can add a little bit of definition by using a matte color. That would look fantastic. And then you could also use, maybe if you wanted to use a matte as a contour, not contour, but to give your cheeks a little bit more definition, You could use that, and then something with a bit of a shimmer on your cheeks to lift your cheeks. That would look absolutely gorgeous. The only place that I wouldn't put shimmer or shine is here underneath the arch of my brows. And the reason being is as we get older, you've heard me say this before, our eyes become more sunken. And as a result of that, this bone becomes more prominent. So if you make this bone already more prominent by putting a bit of shimmer on there, it brings that bone forward and it sinks our eyes back even further, which is not something that we want. The other thing is I've noticed that some people, and I know that they tell you to do it, put a light color all over your lid and then just put a little bit of liner. There was somebody I messaged, and I normally don't do this. I saw someone that I knew as a person from like a celebrity person, and they had this white kind of ivory all over their lid, and their eyes did not look as great as they normally did. And I messaged her, and she said, no, that's what her makeup artist said to do. And I said, do me a favor, put a little bit more of a taupey kind of color here. And she went, oh my God, that makes such a difference, because that whole light color here doesn't bring the eyes forward. It makes the eyes look sort of bulbousy, which is not a good look. You don't get that definition. And it doesn't look awake or anything like that, which is what the thing that she was trying to do. When you're younger, because we've got definition in our eyes already, we're not losing it as we get older, like we are when we get older. You can get away with it. But when you get older, you need to have something, and it can be something really soft. In the new year, I'm bringing out in the Barely There palette, there are two colors there that people have been absolutely loving, which the middle color and the darker color. I'm going to be bringing some of those colors out as individuals, because some people have said to me, I love those colors, but I use them all up, and then I'm left with the ivory color, which I don't use that much. I get it. I do the same thing. I've got palettes where I've used the colors up in the past, where you have your maybe one or two favorites. So I'm going to give you those as individuals so that you can use those all on their own, which is really a good way of doing it. So yeah, you can wear a bit of shimmer, not frost, and you can have a little bit of shine. I have got one client that wears the blue glitter pencil all the time. And she's in her 80s. And all she does is puts a little bit here, and it adds that little pop of color, and it looks phenomenal on her. And she's got gray silver hair. She wears that, and then a little bit of this kind of a pinky toned lipstick, but it's not a pink shiny lipstick. It's a really gorgeous, it's like a chaparral pink, and it's just a pop, but nothing heavy on her cheeks and things like that. So absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, all of those things are really absolutely possible. So, oh, Tina, what lipstick am I wearing? I am actually wearing the one that's in the new set, the collection. This is the pomegranate, and it's a vegan lip gloss, and it is really, really lovely. You can wear it as a stain. I'll show you quickly how I did it as a stain. Hold on. So if you put it on as on, and then if you're saying, okay, on the daytime, I don't want it shiny. I'm using my fancy toilet paper tissue today, because I couldn't find my tissues anywhere. I've looked everywhere for them. I think I put them in my kit somewhere, but at the bottom of the kit, and I haven't gone that deep. So it's a really nice stain for the daytime, and then you can glam it up for the evening. So one thing can do many things, but what I said I did before, I used my invisible lip pencil, and I'm going to just do this so I can show you. I went on the outside of my lips. You can't see it, but it holds the lip color in. So if you've been kind of scared to wear either a lipstick, or because you think, oh, I've got those fine lines there and it's all going to run up, try the invisible lip pencil. It really contains everything. And then I'm going to use that over the top. And it's a really beautiful blue red. Now, you can wear it if you're a warm skin tone, or a cool skin tone, because it sits right in the middle. I did this especially to do that, to sit right in the middle, because the other day we were looking at our veins trying to decide whether we were cool tones or warm tones. That gives you an indication, but some people change the color of the lipstick when they put it on because of their natural pH. It changes the lipstick color. But this one is really, it's got a little bit of brightness. It's not too much in your face. Like, it's not like a bold red. It doesn't make your teeth look yellow, which is fantastic because it's got that bluey undertone. So it's a really, really pretty color to wear, and it's very, very easy to wear. So that is the color. It's called pomegranate. It's available on its own as well. You don't have to get the set to get it, but it's in the collection as well. So yeah. Any other questions? Let me just see if I've missed anybody's, because I've been yapping on. Oh, thank you, Michaela. Thank you so much. Hey, I hope you're going to join me tomorrow for our live on Facebook, because hopefully I am on Facebook Live here as well. But I'm hoping that you're going to join me on Facebook Live, because we're going to be doing a makeup masterclass for Artichoke Girls. But anybody can join, because it's going to be on my page, and then they're going to share it amongst themselves and things like that. But do join us, because it's going to be really fun. Bring your makeup along with you as well, anyone, if you want to join, because we're going to do like a step-by-step, and it's going to be super easy. It's going to be an easy daytime look, how to do it, and then how to transfer that or transform that from a daytime look to an evening look, but without having to take everything off and start again, and how to just make sure that you've prepped correctly, and so that everything is effortless, especially if you're somebody that, like Patricia, who said that she's going from Patricia that said that she's going from the whole day, and she wants to look good at the end of the day. It's a great way if you want to just add one little thing, like maybe a lip gloss, or maybe the black silver glitter pencil or something like that. Something really, really simple, so that you don't have to sit there thinking, oh my gosh, I have to, start everything from scratch. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. It's everything I want to do and share with you is super easy. So yeah, please, please, please join me tomorrow. Oh, hello to Australia. Thank you for joining me. You guys are up very early. I know that it is super early in Australia. I've got family in Australia, and the lovely Lise, who's a very good friend of mine and who comes on here. And we're going to be doing a live together, actually, hopefully in the next little while. She's in Australia as well. So yeah, thank you very much. Oh, so thank you. Thank you. Any other questions about, oh, thank you. I've embraced, thank you about my hair. I've embraced my gray, but can I just show you that if I just do this, I've got nothing in my hair. My hair has gone absolutely crazy. My hair's gotten so thick and so textured. I put it down to a fantastic cut by Denise McAdam, who I'm hoping will come on in the new year to talk to us about that kind of trend. We get into January. January is going to be a fantastic month for us here, because I'm planning to do sort of a well-being month, because what happens in January, we've done Christmas, we've done New Year, we've done all of that, and we get into January, and it's still quite bleak, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. In Australia, you've got your summer, which is gorgeous and fantastic. But up here, up north, it's quite bleak, and it can be very gray days. So I want to do something a little bit different for our month of January, where we're going to talk about well-being and all sorts of things. So I'm trying to get some really good guests on. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that can talk to us about skincare during that time, because it's that January, February time. February gets a little bit better because we think about, it's Valentine's Day, and there's a few crocuses peeking their heads up above the I can't even say it, the thing above the ground. There's a few crocuses and maybe even a few little, snowdrops, which I love. So it starts to get a bit, but January is that one month where it's like, and it can snow, it can be wet, it can be all of those things. So I want to do something for January that kind of gives us a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a pep in our step. And so fingers crossed I can get all the people on that I want. And we might even be doing it maybe on, as well as Monday, maybe we'll do some on Wednesdays as well, because it depends on when my guests can make it. I want to make sure that they can do it as well. So that's really good. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And anyone that wants to come on with me in January, please, if you've had any sort of really great ideas or really things that have really helped you and you want to share them with everyone, that would be fantastic, because I know that, you know, when we share our stories and things, our successes and things that we've overcome and things like that, it really lifts us, because we think, oh, wow, okay, that I'm going to give that a try, and I'm going to give this a try. So yeah, it's all really, really good. So on that cheery note, on that, I'm going to say hi to Carol Spencer, who is a very, very good friend of mine who I haven't seen in such a long time. I miss you, Carol. It would be lovely to do something with you. Carol is a fashion stylist, guru, whatever you want to call it, extraordinaire. I went away to India with her. I worked with her on so many different things. And she is just a really terrific woman. I really like her, and I've got a lot of time for her. She is fantastic. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. I am going to try to save this live on, well, I will save it on Instagram. I know how to do that. I feel I've mastered that now. I am going to try to do it on Facebook. So fingers crossed that I can do that as well. And hopefully you can see everything that's going on. But I want to just say thank you to everyone who's joined. Like I said, if you've got any questions or anything like that, or if there's anybody that you would like to kind of hear from, that I'm trying to get a hold of Fiona as well, who I absolutely adore, who might be able to talk to us about skincare, because in that time period. So like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, I'll be winging it myself, because I'll try to find out information. So thank you again, and I shall see you next week. And thank you very much. Oh, actually, no, I won't. I'll see you tomorrow. For any of those who are joining me tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, and then I'll see you next week. So thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to have to do this one, because this is the one that I find is tricky.